on Outback Truckers.
8 metres wide.
The switchroom convoy runs into freak weather and unexpected roadblocks.
We're trying to get back to the load.
Turbo goes head-to-head
This could be trouble.
with an angry customer
I didn't make threat.
Didn't you?
and an angry road.
Exhaust pipes come off.
And for cattle trucker Shane Kenny wrestling an old truck
Once they overheat, they're cooked.
and big dreams
I guess we're going to see who the champion is.
a rocky ride. In South Australia, oversized load expert Mark Cromwell has an oversized headache.
See how you can hear that? That sounds like a booster, that noise. Pissing out air.
An air leak has locked the brakes on his 136-wheel trailer.
Middle of the far north of South Australia, and we can't be running with air leaking like that.
He's 2 days into a 10-day slog, taking the biggest electricity switchroom ever transported in Australia. From Adelaide, 1,500 kilometres to Orange, where it's urgently needed to upgrade their power supply. Mark and his 12-man team have battled to keep the monster load moving.
They'll all start getting upset at the other end if we don't get there.
On a job this complex,
It's too tight, something's got to go.
even small delays cost big money.
Stop.
And now, the switchroom is grounded. After losing hours on the side of the road, they find the cause of the air leak. A broken valve.
Looks like the boys have managed to fix it, so we're all good.
Mark can't afford any more hold-ups. The remaining 1,200 kilometres are over rough country roads, never designed for a load this big. And now for head driver Lee Morgan, the tightest squeeze yet.
We've got a very narrow bridge, one of the tightest bridges we'll have.
With no room to manoeuvre on it, Lee must be millimetre perfect.
If you miss it by a coat of paint, you missed it.
The switchroom is 7.5 metres wide. The bridge, just 7.
That's a good line. Hold that.
Now, you're in good hands. Thank you for flying Qantas.
This rolling roadblock has a strict 7:30 p.m. curfew,
The thriving community of Coburn.
and time's up. With no accommodation here, the crew must park up the switchroom and stay in the next town. But as they're leaving,
Look at that, it's his grey over there.
bad weather's arriving. Overnight, the area is ravaged by a massive storm. By morning, much of the area is underwater.
All it takes is Mother Nature to come along and just go boom.
For Mark and the crew, the road back to the switchroom is cut off.
We put everything in place to arrive on site at a certain time and day, and everything's booked. There's a cast of thousands.
Mark's master plan is washing away. Cattle trucker Shane Kenny has covered millions of kilometres.
It consumes your life, I suppose, but part of everyday life for us.
Transporting his livestock across the outback.
We've got to look after the cattle and they look after us.
But this trucker has an alter ego. Shane is Australia's rodeo king. A veteran who's won dozens of titles. For him, this passion is about 3 things.
A calf, a horse and a cowboy.
This 41-year-old started competing as a teenager, and he's got the scars to prove it.
I had 2 knee reconstructions. We've got a horn went through my lip.
Now the time has come to hang up his cowboy boots.
I'm nearly ready to retire.
But before he does, Shane wants to win a record-breaking 15th national title.
Great while you go to rodeo, you win, you're like, yeah. But
Time's running out, getting a bit more grey hair.
First, Shane has a mammoth week of trucking ahead. From his property in Emerald, he has 6 days to supply his cattle to farms and rodeos along a 1,500-kilometre route to Warwick, all in time for his title bid. Early morning.
Yep, they're right, send them.
And Shane is loading.
We breed all our cattle for the rodeo roping game.
79 of his much-loved Texas Longhorns are needed for a rodeo 800 kilometres away.
Go on.
With a long drive ahead, the welfare of his passengers is everything.
Some of these are like part of the family to us. The last thing we do is hurt one of them. We're good to go.
Shane's load weighs in at a hefty 21 tonnes and is worth over $70,000. It's a big load that Shane can't afford to lose. But hidden amongst every herd lies a microscopic threat.
paralysis tick will kill a calf and stuff, or your dog. Bloody blood-sucking little mongrels.
Ticks inject poison, killing over 10,000 cattle every year. To stop this deadly pest spreading, Shane's cattle need to get dipped and checked.
We'll run them through the dip and hopefully it's all good. We can throw them back on and keep on trucking.
The success of his trip depends on this inspection. Just one tick, and Shane will be forced to turn back, jeopardising his entire run. In Darwin, Turbo's dream of building a trucking empire is fast becoming a nightmare. 6 days ago, he brought a load into town. Now he can't find one back out.
We can get more money to you on Friday.
Debts keep piling up. And things are about to get even worse.
Well, this could be trouble now.
Right, it's $1,400 since February. So what are you going to do about it?
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Well, you turn around and you make threats against me,
I didn't make it fair.
didn't you?
You're going to pay it or not?
Well, depends on your attitude.
You've got a month.
I've got a month.
You've got a month.
Eh? I did a job for him, told him he covers the fuel. Now he wants me to pay him the fuel and get the job bought up for nothing.
With creditors breathing down his neck, Turbo needs to get his wheels turning. Fast.
Just got another load that I'm waiting to pick up.
He's in luck. A job delivering a mixed load to a remote community. But first, he needs permission to enter Aboriginal land.
Yes, got me permits. All good.
He has 2 days to get the job done.
Without that, it's a no-go.
From Darwin, Turbo's heading 1,000 kilometres east on dangerous dirt tracks to the isolated settlement of Nullarbor. To get there, he'll need to cross Arnhem Land, 100,000 square kilometres of some of the most hostile wilderness in Australia.
Doesn't get much more outback. If shit goes wrong, you're well and truly on your own.
With his strict 2-day permit, Turbo needs to get his load on. An ageing mini digger. And a brand new 4-wheel drive and boat.
Yeah, that'll do it, mate.
Loaded and with paperwork in place, Turbo should be good to go. But there's a problem.
Yeah, Gary Turbo, mate, can you ring me ASAP about getting this trailer off?
Freight he brought to Darwin a week ago still hasn't been collected or paid for.
I know what the hell he's doing.
The clock's ticking. If he doesn't leave soon, this important payload
I'm not impressed.
may never deliver. In Outback, New South Wales,
We're trying to get back to the load. We're a bit worried about.
Mark Cromwell's cut off from his multi-million-dollar switchroom. A job that's been planned to the minute is in danger of falling apart.
We put everything in place to arrive on site at a certain time and day, and everything's booked.
Miss their permit window, and Mark's company will pay a heavy price in cost overruns and reputation. At last, the flood waters recede. But has the switchroom suffered any storm damage? If water has seeped in, millions of dollars worth of delicate equipment could be ruined. It's dry.
Oh, very good.
To stay on schedule, the switchroom needs to keep moving. But their route now follows a trail of destruction left by the storm.
We really don't know yet whether we're going to move or not.
As the lead driver, Lee carries the greatest responsibility.
If the sides of the roads are too wet or if there's floodways and creeks, it's going to cause us a problem.
Morning.
The final say on the safety of going on will come from the police.
For ease of safety,
Yeah.
I think might just have to give us a bit extra time.
Yeah, we'll just have to suck it and see.
They get the all clear.
Right.
The convoy edges cautiously over the border into New South Wales.
How wide is it? 8 metres, matey.
On the hard bitumen, it's a smooth run east. But up ahead, there's trouble. A dirt road bypass is a swamp.
If we went out there, we'll probably be stuck out there for a week, so...
The only option is a new route, straight through the town of Cobar.
8 metres wide, eastbound from the pads into Cobar.
Every inch of this massive journey has been pre-planned.
They are, mate, the cars are rolling.
Until now. As the rear spotter, Mark has his work cut out.
There's a car parked up there. It's going to get a bit dicey. We got a nice, interesting turn right here. It just goes back on itself. So it's just a constant feet on the ground. Boys running around everywhere.
Up front, Lee needs extra eyes.
What's that kid doing? Oh, for Christ's sake.
The axles are floating at the back now. The back three are off the ground.
And now, a parked truck has made a tight corner even tighter.
Hard left, hard. Stop.
Truck's going to have to go.
There's no one there, mate.
In Outback, Queensland, cattle trucker Shane Kenny is waiting on a crucial decision. His cattle are being checked for ticks. If they don't get the all clear, Shane's journey ends here.
All right to go then?
Yeah, you're all right.
All right, thanks, Herb. No worries.
good, Herb.
No worries. Catch you next time.
Thank you.
Shane can get on with his job, moving 79 head of cattle 700 kilometres south. The road is sealed, but it's narrow and bumpy.
This is a good bit of Queensland road and rough as guts. It's so narrow, your wheel run on the outside there wants to pull you off the road.
Trucking livestock is one of the hardest jobs in the business, To keep his cows safe, Shane needs to take extra care.
Slam the brakes on and throws all the cattle forward, and the one at the front gets squashed.
Up ahead, a chilling reminder of how things can go horribly wrong.
On its lid. Not a good sight, eh?
After a long day on bad roads, Shane's concerned about his passengers.
The main aim of the game is the welfare of the cattle.
He needs to find a farm to rest his cattle for the night.
Don't want to miss the turn off.
Turning his truck around on these narrow roads is the last thing he needs.
You end up bending something or breaking something, it'll just cost you time and money. Is this the one? I sort of remember, but not sort of really. There is a road here somewhere. There it is.
He's found the farm, but a narrow gateway stands between Shane, his cattle, and a good night's rest.
How do I go on that side there? I can't see. Oh, you're kidding.
He can't get through.
Too close, too wide by an inch.
2,000 kilometres north, Turbo's going nowhere.
Okay, thanks, mate. See you, mate. Okay.
Freight from a previous job still hasn't been collected.
So he's not going to be here, and I can't take it off and just leave it anywhere.
And Turbo hasn't been paid.
Now, wait. In all honesty, I'm actually half tempted just to unchain it and drive off. Or reverse up, slam the brakes on, and let the whole thing just slide straight off the back. I'm over it. My day wasted. It's the way it is in trucking. So, for once, I'm not the holder.
A whole day slips by, when finally the customer turns up. At last, Turbo can get on his way to one of the most remote corners of Australia. The road ahead promises to be brutally rough. But to get paid, Turbo needs to deliver his load without a scratch.
It doesn't matter whether it's $100,000 worth of gear or if it's $5,000 worth of gear. To me, everything I freight is worth $1 million.
5 hours in, and Turbo hits the dirt.
If it can stay like this, we'll have a sweet run.
But the sweet run doesn't last long.
Trying to find a smooth spot.
The violent shuddering has got him rattled.
It's going to be this friggin' bad.
Ruin this vital load, and Turbo's business will be pushed to the edge. A detour into the suburbs has trapped Lee and the monster switchroom.
No one there, mate.
Between a lamppost and a deserted truck.
Do we need to come back?
Yeah.
He needs to find a different line for the 31-metre load.
It's a little push, Brad.
In the rear truck, Brad pushes him wider. A bit of pruning, but they're clear.
We managed to keep going, so that's a good thing.
Back on the open road. The team come across a new and unpredictable danger. Other road users.
This is a main freight route from Melbourne to Brisbane, and there'll be quite a bit of traffic.
The switchroom has a maximum speed of just 30 kilometres an hour, frustrating many drivers.
All right, we'll let it come to a stop because I've got a car up there sitting waiting.
To get past, some wait their turn.
What the hell is it? You couldn't have found anything bigger to bring down the road.
Others risk everything.
Either a complete moron or the offspring from one. Madness. Even if he gets injured out there, we're still responsible for it. He doesn't understand that.
"100 kilometres from its destination, Mark and Lee call in reinforcements. Ahead is a series of hills. To get over them, they'll need 2 more trucks with an extra 2,500 horsepower. Heavy-duty stiff bars will connect the convoy. They need to work fast.
Much to do.
The switchroom must be in the town of Orange in just 3 hours. At that exact time, the town's power supply will be shut off to allow the load under high voltage lines.
We've got a very small window to get it done. Otherwise, we've got to wait 2.5 weeks before we can shut it off again.
A delay like that could cost tens of thousands of dollars.
You good, eh, Blinky?
I try to be, yep.
Let's go for a drive.
The whole operation now weighs close to 350 tonnes. With the 4 trucks attached, the drivers must take their cue from the one in front.
Rely heavy on Blinky.
Get it wrong, and the convoy will lose traction and grind to a halt. On a hill this steep, getting moving again would be nearly impossible.
Give us a little bit, Brad and Jamie.
Keep it going.
They're fighting every inch of this hill.
Come on, push you bastards.
They have less than 80 minutes until the deadline,
Let's stop now, boys.
and still 40 kilometres to go. Cattle trucker Shane Kenny is blocked by a narrow gate.
Too close, too wide by an inch.
He needs to deliver his cattle to a rodeo which starts in just a few hours' time. Shane is also due to compete.
Oh well, I'll have to back her up.
But while his rivals are resting, he's still hard at it.
I'll just have a look.
To pick the right line through the gate, he'll have to take his 21-tonne load off-road
Yeah, I just don't like the look of it.
and hope he doesn't get bogged. He scrapes through.
All good, I think, mate. I think we're in. Now we're good now. Good that we're getting them off, finally.
It's been an exhausting late-night shift. In the morning, Shane and his cattle will need to be on top form. Shane's cattle are about to make their rodeo debut.
These are the younger ones, so it's their first time away from home. We're just putting these wraps on here. Don't hurt their little ears and under their horns.
They're going head-to-head against some of the best cowboys in the country. And they're doing him proud.
Not just giving the young man some trouble.
They're proving to be a bit of a handful for a few guys. So.
But now it's Shane's turn to get some valuable practice.
Cowboy from out of April, Shane Kenny.
Oh, we knew it was going to be good. We just didn't know how good it was going to be with a 9.268.
He's fast,
Go, gang, go.
but not fast enough.
by 0.2 of a second, I was second. So that's the breaks, eh?
To win the National Rodeo Finals in less than 48 hours, Shane will need to do much better.
And again.
But first, he's got a trucking job to do. While his opponents prepare for the finals, Shane and stockman Terry have to deliver his rodeo steers to a farm 260 kilometres away. Getting there means climbing Australia's biggest mountain range.
Now we're going to go up the Tonne range.
A bit of a zigzag goat track, a little bit steep.
I don't like hills too much. We're from flat countries.
With over 1 million Ks on the clock, it's a serious test for Shane's truck.
Yeah, truck's running a little bit hot coming up here. You don't want to ignore that.
Push too hard and his engine could overheat, leaving him stranded.
Once they overheat, they're cooked.
As he hits the dirt, the temperature hits the red. He needs to work out what's wrong fast. If he doesn't, he'll miss his shot at the title. In the depths of Arnhem Land, Turbo's chasing desperately needed cash with a new delivery. But his load's taking a hammering.
Trying to find a smooth spot.
The bone and boat-shaking corrugations are getting worse.
I'm over that. I'd have to stop and drop these tyres. Just to get a bit of a better ride so this doesn't get damaged. The corrugations are still there. You'll never get away from them. But the ride actually becomes a little bit better.
Turbo is making up ground. But dust clouds in the morning are a trucker's warning.
Because all the dirt swells up around all the brake shoes, it will actually build up a layer between the brake shoe and the brake drum. So when you put your foot on the brakes, instead of going around the corner, you keep sailing straight ahead into a tree. One of the major things I did learn in all my years of running up here, don't use your brakes. Oh, here we go.
After 4 hours on the dirt, Turbo wants to check how the load is holding up.
Oh, well.
Cosmetic repairs are just the start of it.
That's not good at all. Boats come off that roller.
There's still 300 kilometres of corrugations to come.
Oh. So what's happening is the trailer's bending. That's why the boat's bouncing on the trailer.
If he can't come up with a solution, Turbo could be delivering a shipwreck. Shane Kenny is at risk of missing the National Rodeo Finals.
It's got like dripping on the end of it.
Yeah, okay.
A dangerously overheating truck has stalled his bid for a record 15th championship. He hopes the problem is a simple coolant leak.
We haven't got much coolant left.
He's betting that a top-up will buy him enough time to unload his cattle and get to the finals. His rivals are already there, but Shane's still got 6 hours of hard driving ahead.
You know, everyone's gone up to Warwick already and they're relaxing. We've been driving around pretty much all day.
Warwick, it's the big day. The Australian Rodeo Championships.
Hey, cowboys!
The best competitors in the country are rested and raring to go. All except Shane. He's only just arriving.
Gotta try and get around here without running into something or somebody. Hopefully there's a gate here and we can get through it. So. Ooh. What the hell? Oh yeah, got a post here on the other side.
With the most important rodeo of his career about to start, he's stuck. Again. Lee and the switchroom team are racing to their final destination.
Just a little bit, Brad and Jamie.
They have less than an hour to make it in time for a planned power cut in the town of Orange.
Righto, take it off.
4 trucks are dragging the 180-tonne load up a series of steep hills. There's no margin for error.
The stiff bar needs to be dead straight.
Just one misjudged corner could rip out the stiff bars connecting the convoy.
Potential for me to spin him sideways or him to spin me sideways. Very unforgiving when you screw up. Doesn't take a lot. You'll know if we send him sideways.
They've made it over the last hill.
Alright, let's go. Ah, but it just been short.
After a marathon 10-day journey, there's only minutes to spare.
That is the city of Orange.
The team's just in time for the shutdown.
More to the right. Right, as much as you need to the right now, Carl.
Power lines carrying over 10,000 volts are turned off.
We're getting very close to the pinnacle of our journey.
Lee has got the switchroom to within metres of its delivery point. And giving the final push to this high-tech load, a relic from the past.
The Scammell is going to take all the glory.
The 1960s Scammell contractor has the ideal gearbox for moving huge weights at very low speeds.
We have to track this thing perfectly down. And they're millimetre perfect, it's got to land in the exact column locations.
Give us a touch on the back if you can, mate.
Crunch time. One last hazard is lurking overhead. It's a close shave. But avoiding the lamppost has thrown the trailer dangerously offline. In remote Arnhem Land,
I'm going to see what I can do.
Turbo has got that sinking feeling.
Boats come off that roller.
There's more brutal track ahead. An unsecured boat could easily disappear overboard.
I need to fix that.
There's not a soul for hundreds of kilometres. Turbo has to fix this alone.
That tyre's sitting on the ground, so the trailer's doing that. That's why the boat's bouncing on the trailer.
It's a delicate operation, calling for the turbo touch.
There's nothing else I can do.
Turbo needs to make up lost time. His entry permit to Aboriginal land expires in less than a day, and he still needs to drive 300 kilometres, offload and drive out.
Would have been another hamburger. They're burning off.
With night falling, Turbo checks on his troublesome load. His running repairs have paid off. But something else is missing.
Exhaust pipes come off. Half of my exhaust fell off, so I've got to go and find it.
He's got no idea when it fell off. It could be anywhere.
Nothing like a leisurely stroll in the middle of the night.
Rodeo champ Shane Kenny's title bid
What the hell?
is at risk.
Yeah, I've got a post here on the other side.
He's running late and his truck is jammed.
Gateway. Should be right now. Should be.
He's through. At last, he can focus on trying to win the national finals.
Just however the rodeo gods have got it planned, it's going to be.
Shane's moment has finally arrived. His last chance to win and make history with a 15th all-round cowboy title.
This cowboy right here has the opportunity to rewrite the record books here this weekend.
It's all about to happen. I guess we're going to see who the champion is.
He almost didn't make it after overheating trucks
Once they overheat, they're cooked.
and punishing roads. The moment of truth.
Shane Kenny is the man I'm talking about. He won round one.
He's done it
I won all-round cowboy,
for a record 15th time.
all the hours and stuff that you do and you wonder why you're doing it, and the late night drives.
Getting here has taken a lot of hard yards. But these last few
It all pays off.
are by far the sweetest.
It is a great end to a big journey.
In Arnhem Land,
It's not what I want to happen.
Turbo has lost his exhaust.
But what can you do?
Out here, he could find more than he bargained for. A nearby controlled bushfire risks flushing out snakes and other animals right into Turbo's path.
Nothing like a leisurely stroll in the middle of the night, in the middle of the bush. Miracle.
Finally,
Absolute miracle.
Turbo has less than 24 hours to get in and out of Nullarbor before his permit runs out. Next morning, Turbo's made it to Nullarbor. Time to unload and get paid. But at the delivery yard, the loading ramp is not what he wanted to see. Dirt ramps like this one have recently given him trouble. He hopes that 2 steel tracks will prevent a repeat performance. Adding to the pressure, the client is watching on.
I just get you to keep an eye on that.
Job done.
Customer's happy. He was actually expecting it to turn up in a little bit worse condition.
With a successful delivery under his belt, Turbo's taken a step towards getting back in the black.
At the end of the day, it's customer service.
And for this loan operator, the road is calling. The quest for the next customer goes on.
How am I looking on the other side of that ramp?
The epic operation to deliver the 180-tonne switchroom has stalled.
I'd be worried if I came off the plates. Yeah.
It's taken 10 days and 1,500 kilometres to get here, surviving narrow bridges, flash floods, and crazy drivers.
Either a complete moron.
But now, the multi-million-dollar load is in danger of sliding off the ramp, just 4 metres from its destination. Project leader Carl Andrews steps in.
Turn those two off now. The final alignment's one of the most important bits. If you can't put it in that last few millimetres, then you don't get the job.
The future of the town's power supply relies on these blocks of wood holding in place.
Righto, mate. Everybody ready again?
It's make or break.
Yeah, ready in the back, mate.
Righto, mate.
To the right, mate. Come in.
Hold it.
Hey, all good.
We're on. We're going to put some legs on it.
They've made it. The largest switchroom ever transported in Australia is home. Its cutting-edge technology will upgrade the electricity supply for an entire community. For Mark and the team, the biggest job of their careers has pushed them to the limit.
Perfect. That's good. Really good.
And taken every ounce of their skill. But they've successfully delivered an incredible once-in-a-lifetime load.
It's in, and I'm happy. Went on better than I expected. Happy days.